Hello students, today we are going to start our third poetry. And that is To the Autumn. Which is written by John Keats. So in this first part, we are going to learn the brief information given about the poet. Now listen carefully. John Keats was born in 1795 in London. His father was an ostler. So what is the meaning of ostler? First of all, let me tell you the meaning of order. Autumn, it means a season after summer and before winter. Then ostler, a person employed to take care of the horses of the people staying in and in. So what is the meaning of in? Look at here. A small hotel providing food and lodging. His father was an ostler and stable keeper. Stable keeper, it means a person who takes care of a building for housing horses. So John Keats was born in London in 1795. His father was an ostler. It means his father was working in a hotel, and in that hotel, whoever coming with his horse, so writer's father was taking care of that horse. And there was a small inn, a small housing for horses, and he was taking care of that house, that building which is made for horses. He was taking care of that building also. Who married his mother's daughter, master's daughter, and writer's father married with his master's daughter and acquired it means gate. Gate or obtain the business of his father-in-law. And when writer's father married with his mother, so whatever the business writer's mother's father was having. It means writer's grandfather was having that business. Now writer's father is running. Why? Because writer's father married with his mother, and mother's father was having a business. That business writer's father was running. Kids parentage. Parentage, it means motherhood or fatherhood. Had perhaps no hand in forming his genius. Genius, it means exceptional intellectual. So his father was not very intelligent person. John Keats' mother was not very intelligent person. So his parents didn't have any kind of hand or did any kind of help in forming John Keats' intelligence. As his father was a man of business and his mother was lively young woman. Lively, it means full of life or full of energy. So his father was a businessman and his mother was a very young, beautiful, energetic woman with no feeling or taste for art or literature. And these two people, not his mother, not only his mother but also his father, didn't have any kind of interest in literature. He was sent to receive his early education in Clark School, Anfield. So when the writer was able to go in other town or city to get education, then the writer was sent in Anfield. There was a Clark School. In that school, he started to take his education, which was run by its headmaster John Clark, and that school was run by the headmaster, and the headmaster was the president of that school. He had established that school and he was running that school, and the name of that headmaster was John Clark. Here kids came to be acquainted get in contact with Charles Cowden Clark, the headmaster's son and a Shakespearean scholar. So in this school there was the headmaster's son was also learning, and the name of that headmaster's son is Clark Cowden, Charles Cowden Clark, and that headmaster's son, that Charles, was very scholar, very talented in Shakespearean literature. It was Charles Cowden Clark who first fostered it means encouraged or maintain in mind his love for poetry. And this boy, Charles Cowden Clark, first time encouraged writer to love poetry. In 1804, his father died from a fall from his horse. So, in 1804, John Keats' father died because his father fall from the horse and he died there. He lost his mother in 1810, who died of tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, it means a serious disease of lungs. So his father died in 1804, his mother died in 1810 because of tuberculosis, some kind of disease, very dangerous disease of lungs. Kids left school in 1810 and undertook the study of medicine but soon gave it up. So in 1810, after his mother's death, Keats left the school and took a job as a medicine, took the study of medicine, but after few days he left that study also. So in this way, this first part of the third poem ends here. Have a good day to all of you. Thank you very much.